kind of close up here, isn't it? All right. I wanted to show you. Are you noticing anything? Here is the eyelash that is like half eyelashes, and they just have it right here. And here is nothing. And so here's the difference. Okay, somebody wanted to see how I put them on. Here is with glasses, and see how much it does show up better. So I like it better. Is anyone else going to notice? Probably not. Here is what the little eyelashes look like. They're just on the sides here. I can't wear the full ones because my eyes inside here start watering too much, and then it dissolves the glue and they start popping up and it feels horrible. And I don't know if my eyes are little or what it is, but I like these, the best ones I've found. I've tried all kinds, the magnet kind, the magnet eyeliner, and then you put them on and it's supposed to be wonderful. The individual ones that you put underneath here, they're supposed to be wonderful. I think my daughter wears those. I tried them all. But I slept in this one last night. But this one, I pulled it off. Somebody asked how you take them off. You just take them and go, eh. It's quite easy. So this one, you can use them again if you're nice with them and you put them and you don't lose them. You don't throw them away because you think that it's a spider by your bed. You have to be careful with them. Like right then, I just dropped one. So here's what it looks like. Now, when I pulled them off the package, they had stickies right here, but I don't think that that's enough sticky. So I kind of pull this other used sticky off from yesterday because I want it fresh and new. But don't pull the eyelashes off. You're just pulling the stickiness off right here. All right, now I want to tell you this. The glue. I just go to Family Dollar because we have the grocery store or Family Dollar. We now have Dollar General, but I didn't go in there. I went into Family Dollar. First one I bought, it's Kiss brand. You can't even see it. And I bought this one, and it looks like this. And you see how it's fat like this? So I want to put it on like an eyeliner. It's kind of fat. Now, if you are going to put the glue on here, then that would be a good kind. And it's like $2.50, $3. You know, they're cheap. They do have kinds that's like white and it's supposed to dry clear. I don't ever have good luck with that. I must put it on too thick so then you see white. Okay, now yesterday I went and got this one. And it's Kiss brand too, as in also. But look at this. This is more like an eyeliner. And that's what I want because I put it on like eyeliner. This is the kind of eyeliner I always wear. So I'm good at that brushing, this kind of brush eyeliner. Now, I wanted to tell you this. I usually wear black, and I couldn't find black. They only had black brown when I bought it at Walmart. Can't buy it in our town. Sucks. All right, now my eyesight is very poor. Well, you know, it could be worse. But I can't see very good because I'm old. When you get 40-year-old eyes, and then it keeps going downhill after that because I don't know why God didn't make our eyes last, our eyes and our teeth last till we die, but he didn't. I asked my dentist that. Why don't our teeth? I think God made a mistake. He didn't make our teeth last long enough. And he goes, because I wouldn't have a job if he did. Oh, that's true. Okay, I'm sorry. Jamie's back, and he's turning the TV on. So I'm going to go over. I always have troubles with this being even. I'm going to go shut my door. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. You didn't even know I was gone, did you? All right, so I always have troubles getting this even, and I don't want it to, of course, you know, I realize nobody's looking at me. All right, so now where's my eyelash? Oh, here it is. You lose them easily. Now, the second day that I wear them, I kind of use the scissors and cut this little end off and this little end off, just to tits. I didn't say tit, I said tits. Tit, a little tit bit. Is that a word? You know how I make words up. I might have made that word up. Just a little teeny tit bit. It is tit. I did say tit, because that's what I'm saying. A little teeny bit. Alexa, volume 10. Alexa, what does a tit mean?
I'd rather not answer that.
It is the wrong word. Alexa, what does a titbit mean?
A tidbit is a small and interesting bit of information, news, or trivia.
That's it.
It can also refer to a delicate bit or morsel of food. Tidbits are often pleasing or choice pieces of something and are frequently shared among people.
All right, that was my mistake. Do not shorten it just a tit, a little tit. You have to say titbit or you're saying a wrong word. All right, we learn something new every day. All right, so now, I don't know how good you're going to be able, how well you're going to be able to see it. But, so, I should have did this eye off camera and then this one show it to you. Because you have to do the crossover. You start in the middle of your eye, right here. And I just put this eyeliner on. You try not to get it in your eyelashes that you do have. But that's kind of impossible. Now remember, I'm a beginner. And you're going to be a beginner too. And I know nothing about professional makeup or anything. Now I have these little toothpicks that have a thing on the end. So sometimes if I go out, I use this to straighten it out. And then it really makes a mess, but it's better than it was. And then if you want, and you got glue in your eyelashes, I kind of pull it off when it's still wet because I don't want them to gum up and dry like that. Okay. All right. So you can be really slow because you want the glue to dry a little bit and get tacky a little bit. Okay, now, this is the hard part because I don't know if I should use my fingers, tweezers, or what to actually put the eyelash on. The other hard part is, I find, because I'm new at this, is getting the eyelash in the right position. Now, you don't want to get it too far back or too far in the front. So you have to do it perfect. And that's, remember, hard to be perfect. So, I think that's the place. Okay. And then get this, the front part, you need it down good. I almost put my eye out. Not really. I'm just real, my eyes are sensitive. Like, I can't wear contacts. I can't put my finger in my eye like they do. I'm trying to get, I can't see very good either. My brother, Larry, he went and got new eye surgery, eyeball surgery, and it is like perfect vision. He doesn't have to wear glasses, nothing anymore. It's lucky. All right, now, see, this problem is right here. You don't want that center to lift. So I have been known to do this. And it's kind of hard to do and wrong. Put a little extra glue in the beginning. And I did put glue on the eyelash itself. You could do that too. See, I'm not a professional. Somebody wanted me to show you this. I don't know what I'm doing. Making a mess. I've been practicing all week. Because, you know, I don't go many places. So I've been practicing all week. So by Sunday, I'll have it down good. And I can do it before, our church is at noon. I can do it before noon. And then they'll say, oh, did you see Angela? She looked different today. And they'll go, oh, you mean her weight gain? And then the person will go, I didn't notice that. I only noticed her eyelashes. She had eyelashes on. You know how the gossip people at church. I don't know if we have them or not. I'm not one of them to gossip because... But if I do see somebody looking good, I tell them. All right, now, I'm trying to get that smudge of glue off right there. Okay, now I think it's stuck good. Okay, you want it to dry good. I tend to mess with it too much. I'm going to get better, though. I think I'm going to get better. Now, I ordered more of these. They had 3 different sizes, and I'm thinking it's the thicknesses. This was the smallest thickness because, you know, I didn't want to shock people right off the bat. I got to go at it small. So now I ordered some bigger ones. And you get 5 pair. But I wear them for at least 2 days in a row. So, now you'll notice this still looks better than this one because then I put my mascara on it. And then it's going to be bringing out everything that you wanted. Your dreams will come true. Your grandchildren are going to go, Grandma. Mine do, because those girls, Ari, Carmen, Brianna, Autumn. Well, Autumn's married, but she was a teenager, so she still thinks like it. She's a little more mature, though, because she has children. When you have a child, it suddenly makes you think different in life. About your baby comes first. It's just a normal thing. And here's the unpardonable sin that I always do. Don't worry, I never poked my eye out. One lady said she did, though. Poked her eye with it. I never did. Not dead yet, though, so maybe I still will. All right, now hopefully it's not too big of a mess to be seen in public. I'm probably not going to go anywhere to be seen. All right, now, you know, it still looks a little different. You know why? Because I don't have the eyeliner. This is how, after it's dry, then it smooths it all out, and you get eyeliner here to the end of the eye. Then it completes it. Okay, there. Now, I have hooded eyes, so yours are going to look different. Where's my poker stick? I was going to poke with it. I'll just use this. All right, as you notice, if I open my eye too wide, my eyeliner, if it's wet, it will get up here. That's how you tell if you have hooded eyes. Now, if you have regular eyes, you're not going to want your eyeshadow clear up here, probably. You'll keep it on your eyelid more. Unless you're from that one nationality that starts with the C. All right, so you'll have your eyeshadow here, and it will look prettier than mine. But I don't have that. I notice a lot of people have hooded eyes. Okay, there you go. Emily has them. Hillary doesn't. Okay. Am I ready for the day? Probably. I slept in my hair with this last night. Because tomorrow's church, I'm just going to put my hair down. That'll mean 2 nights up in this. And then spray it with water again. Of course, when I lived in the high humidity on the ship, it didn't work. Never dried. But then it'll be real nice tomorrow for church. I won't have to do anything because I'm going to be spending so much time on my eyelashes, getting them ready to look like they'll go. They'll look at my eyes instead of my gaining weight. Now, these glasses, some people don't like round ones, but I think they're coming in style, the height of style. But I'm wearing them because they're blue, and I'm wearing blue today. So this is going to be it. And they're dirty, as usual, as always. Do our glasses ever clean? I don't think. All right, so I got this laminator. The machine that heats the stuff with the plastic and laminates. Well, I got it for free. Here's my idea. I'm telling you the secret idea. I already have one. But I said I would review it because then I get it for free and I can give it as a Christmas present to somebody who doesn't have one. Emily, Hillary, Misty, I don't know. I got to ask them who has one, who wants one. What would you do with it? So I did all my recipes. Well, I still have more recipes that need to be done. But I'm going to demonstrate that today. But I'll show it tomorrow. I made this today. I'm going to probably post it tonight. But my mind is always thinking, what can I make a video out of? What can I do next? And so for a year now, that's all I've been thinking. And in the beginning, I had more material to share because I hadn't told you everything. But now I've already shown you so many things. So, like I showed my laminating machine and with Carolyn and how I laminated stuff. So I'm going to have to think of more things to do. So what I'm thinking is I'm just going to, whatever I'm doing that day, film it. And if you like it, and if you don't watch it. And those Temu people, they don't watch other things. Sorry. But I have my list. I always keep a list. When I think of something I'm going to show you, then I do. Look at this sticking out like horns. I'll do this. Okay. I didn't cut this short. I don't know how it got short. All right. I have a dill pickle dip recipe that I was going to show. I could try on all my black dresses, concentrating on ones maybe that I got from Temu. I have the sweet and sour recipe I still want to show. It snowed a little last night. I'm going to be putting up my Christmas village, but it's not really Christmas. You can leave it into January because it's a snow village. I'm going to put that up and unpack that and show you all of it. Some of those villages are bigger houses. Mine are littler houses because you can have more that way and they're less expensive. And then the laminator, showing it. And so those are some of I ran out of summer. I wanted to go up on the BLM land, up on the top of the mountain, have a picnic and show you. I didn't do it, and now I'm out of luck because the weather's too bad. I can't get up there probably. And who wants a picnic in the snow? It's such a problem. The only thing we didn't do was put our trampoline down. You have to take the mat off for the winter. We didn't do that yet. And Jamie goes, we need the grandkids to come over and do that. But the problem is, it's so hard to put back on for old people because our hands aren't strong enough and, it's hard. So I said, Jamie, is it easier just to leave it on and then go out and shovel it, in the winter a few times? Because we can do that, but that might be easier than taking it on and off. So I don't know. Last year, I think Grant put it back on. And the year before, Jamie's kids put it back on for us. But that was when they liked me. But now I don't think they're coming around to do that. So, but I've been reaching out to other families, and other families have the same problem. Not Carolyn, not Lisa, not, well, I mean, some other families, but not my family. But some of their grown kids are not as close to them as others. Let's just put it that way. So I guess I'm normal. I don't want to be estranged from any of them. It's very sad that, but see, when you have blended families, that Dr. Laura always said that. There's no such thing as a blended family, that's for sure. Because there's always his kids and her kids. And the difference. Especially when they're older, when you're getting married. And then they remember their perfect mother because she died. And then here, I'm not the perfect one. And so I step in. Luckily, when at first it was really hard because we had her house that we were living in. So I bet they hated me being in their mother's kitchen. I know that was hard for them. And their mother's, stuff. Because when you get divorced, you usually get rid of things and then, get new that are not yours. Well, when you die, he had all his stuff and I had all my stuff. And so we had a lot of stuff, which I went through, and I kept mostly my stuff because I loved my sheets, my blankets, my pots and pans. We kept her Tupperware. I hate Tupperware because the lids, it holds up good. It's just that why don't they make things that stack all up instead of the same size, and then you can't stack them in the cupboard, and it's a nightmare. I need to clean that out, but I would like to throw them all out and start over and find ones that actually stack inside each other, like a puzzle thing, and then just have that on the shelf and not all this hundreds of different sizes. It's a nightmare. You open up the cupboard and they all fall out. You just don't even want to save anything. Just throw the leftovers away so we won't have that Tupperware nightmare. Anyway, so I had to go through. Jamie left it up to me when I married him. And, I had my furniture. So he got rid of his. I had already gotten rid of what I didn't want when we moved. So we got rid of his family room set because it was green and ugly and old. And I put my good couch in there and my entertainment center and my TV. And I had newer stuff than he did because, he had a ranch. He spent money on tractor tires, not furniture. And like I had the big barbecue, or he didn't have one. And I had a cordless phone. He didn't have one. He had the corded one because he doesn't get into electronics either. So we combined and, we're better for it. But the kids kind of suffered. I remember the first time I was going to rearrange the living room furniture, and his son Clint just had a fit. No, leave it this way. And I realized it was because that's the way his mother had it. But she was gone for 2 years, and it was my living room now, and I didn't like the couch in front of the fireplace blocking it because the fireplace was the focal point. The feng shui, move the couch over here so you have a... And then their light in the living room was really hanging. It was so ugly and old, 20 years old. And I wanted a modern one. So Jamie gave me one for Christmas. And I still have it in the hallway here, but it was a beautiful glass one and stuff. So Jamie's hanging it, changing it out. And then Clint just had a fit about it. You shouldn't change it. That other one was fine. I like the other one. Well, it's because it's his only house he remembered, and it was his mother's. So I realized all that. It was hard for those kids. But I was nice to them, and I never told them what to do. I never did butt into their, I had Jamie. You need to tell him he has to do his laundry, or, because I wasn't going to tell him. Because you always have to think of this. When you're going to say something to somebody, think, what are they going to say back to me? So I knew if I told him to do something, they would say, I don't have to mind you. You're not my mother. So I was very careful not to, because I knew what they would say back to me. And, you know, Jamie and I fell in love with, the kids didn't fall in love with me. My kids didn't fall in love with Jamie, although they liked him. And my kids, they wanted me to be happy because I was a single for a long time. And so they were thrilled when I found Jamie because they could see how happy I was and how he was such a good guy. And so they were thrilled for me. Even though Chad and Cameron left home by then, it was just Trevor, Tyson, Emily, and Hillary, 4 kids at home when I married Jamie. So anyway, it's hard to combine 2 families, I realize. So think of that. Make sure it's the right person. You don't want to bring your kids into a worse situation than they had before. This is a different tripod. I'm trying to make it straight. I didn't turn my signs on. I have big plans. This is turning out to be not an eyelash demo. It's turning out to be a morning talk show, afternoon talk show, shown at night. We should just say talk show instead of morning. I'm gonna call, from now on, it's gonna be called talk show. All right, now I have plans of what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna demonstrate the laminator, and I'm also, which you won't see it today, I'm also have to go clean my downstairs bathroom, my beautiful, sparkly silver bathroom, diamond bathroom. I need to go. Here's the problem I noticed. I went in there last night. I don't usually go in there much. Went in there. Well, Jamie has been doing a lot of outdoor work, and he's wearing his shoes that have cleats in them. So when he goes out there in the mud and stuff, he will not fall. So he's wearing his cleated shoes. And guess what that means? He walked in the mud. He gets in the car. He comes in the house. He doesn't take his shoes off. It's his house. I'm not taking my shoes off. I bought the carpet. I don't care. So he drops claudettes of dirt. Is claudette a word? It's a name, but he drops little clods, I call them claudettes, of dirt everywhere. And I went in the bathroom, and here around the toilet is claudettes of dirt. So I got to go mop that floor, clean it. I put the rug in the washer last night so that it will be drying and done today. But I have to clean that whole bathroom and make it look new again so he could dirty it up again with his shoe cleats. Anyway, at least it's not cow poop or something. It's not human poop. It's just claudettes of dirt. So, and then he left him in the kitchen. I had to clean that up again. It's like I have to go behind him with the dustpan and a vacuum and a broom and clean up on his way. Now, I ordered something new from Temu, which won't be here for 2 weeks, but I don't know if I've shown you. I don't think I have, but you might have seen his recliner. The functions of it still work, but the real, genuine pleather is peeling. And so I always kid him, like, why do you sit there and peel your chair? Stop peeling your chair. But he's not. It's just coming off. So I'm ordered one of those stretchy covers to put on the chair. And I wanted the color I wanted, and I don't think I got the color I wanted. I don't remember what color it is. Whatever color. It's not going to be like a new chair. But anyway, so I have that coming. But I have to have throw rugs so he doesn't ruin the carpet. And I have to do all those things. If I lived alone, I would only have one throw rug, maybe. Because I don't, I would just use that area. But he has to have more. But I will do it because I love him and I want him to be able, it's his house too. So we can't be too big of biatches, right? Or they will hate us. So I know all that. So don't comment below. My husband died and I would do anything to clean up his messes. I know that. Don't write, it's his house too. I know that. Now, my grandma, here's another story. I always don't know what I'm going to talk about, but then other things come up. So here's another story. My grandmother, we all loved her dearly. She was the perfect grandma. If every grandma was like her, you would just want to live with your grandma. Anyway, she was such a cute Sarah Golden. She didn't have a middle name. So her maiden name was Salisbury. So Sarah Salisbury Golden was what her name would be then. And I named Tyson after her. Tyson Salisbury Buchanan is his name. There's many of them in the world, so don't look him up. And then Trevor Golden Buchanan, and because she married my grandpa Golden, you know. So I use those two names for my kids. And then Chad Allen. Allen is his dad's middle name and his grandpa's middle name. And then he named his son Craig Allen. And then Cameron Neal is after my dad was Carol Neal. So the middle names are all family names. Emily Grace. I had my husband at the time, her dad, his grandmother was Grace. And then Hillary Elizabeth. Elizabeth was his mother. So all the middle names have a meaning. And then my baby that died, if he had lived, we would have named him a different name because, you know, when you live, you need a different name. But because he was part of Foster and we named him, both of us, Foster Angela. Right, was his name, because he was both of us, and so that's why we gave him that name. But if he had lived, we would have named him a more normal name, you know. I don't know what it would have been. He lived 10 hours. And to this day, you always wonder when you lose a child, what would they look like? What would they be? What would they accomplish? You know, what would your relationship be with them? All that kind of stuff. How tall would they be? You know, stuff like that. But it wasn't meant to be, right? Okay, so the story, my grandma Golden, back to that. So she's very clean and tidy. She did all of the old-fashioned ways, like spring cleaning, wash the walls, take the curtains down, and do all that. But you know why they did it? They had wood stoves, and wood stoves are very dirty and put soot in the air and make your houses dirtier. So I'm sure that's why they did that. Then later, in her later years, she got a gas stove, so it was cleaner. But she was very clean, and I don't even remember now what I was going to tell about the story about her. Just a minute. I had to rewind to remember my story. That comes in handy. We need that in real life. Just record everything you do so you can rewind and remember what you were talking about. But I was talking about my grandma Golden, and in her later years, we lived in the same town. She had sold her house that, you know, she lived in her for 40 years and moved to Brookings, Oregon, where my mom moved because she was old and she needed to live by my mother, which was her only child, to help her. So when I got divorced from the first husband, I moved to that town because I needed to be by family because I was a single mother with 4 kids. So I moved to that town also. So then my grandma and my mom both lived in the town, and I had a couple of sisters, and David, my younger brother, he wasn't married yet. And anyway, so there was a lot of family influence. And I wanted my boys to have my dad around because, you know, they needed a male influence on them. And he would take them fishing and do all the boy stuff. David did too. All right, so back to my grandma. Every time I went to see my grandma, she was very lonely. And she lived at the top in this trailer park. It was a nice one, you know, old folks trailer park. You couldn't have any kids, and you had to have everything meet to the guidelines. So it was a nice one. It wasn't a raunchy one. So she lived in this darling trailer that was made so well. A Marlette, I think was the brand. They were real nicer made. So anyway, I would go visit her as often as I could, and I would always give her a big hug because I felt sorry for her because I'm thinking she doesn't have anybody to ever give her a hug because her husband died. So I always hugged her. And then I'm not crying. And so then I would also, if I wasn't going to go see her, I would call her every day because she would always have the comment, I didn't talk to a soul all day today. I didn't want her to be saying that. So I would call her every day. And so did my sister and my mom. We would all try to give her attention because she wanted that. And I would take her grocery shopping because after a while she couldn't drive. But she would say, I didn't talk to a soul all day. Well, I knew she was getting on in years. And here's what I wanted to point out. I did not want her to die, and then I feel guilty that I did not do everything I could in my power to, enjoy her and make her life better. I know Carolyn was that way too. Carolyn really took care of her when she went into the rest home and when she had to move and everything. Carolyn was really good too. But at the time when she went in the rest home, I was 9 months pregnant and I had Hillary. Hillary was born September, just a minute, 6th. September 6th, Hillary was born, and then she died, I think, in November, as I recall. Anyway, and so I had a brand new nursing baby, and she was my 6th child, and all of them lived at home, so I had a big burden of taking care of that new baby, and I would go to the rest home and take Hillary to her, and she thought it was her baby that I was babysitting. I just let her think that and let her hold it, and she loved her, and, that's all that made her happy at that moment, so I did. But I wanted to do everything I could so I would not feel guilty after she died and say I should have done more. So that is a lesson I want to give to you guys. If you have somebody old, how many times have you had a friend that or acquaintance, relative, and they die, and you go, when was the last time I talked to them? Oh, if I could just talk to them one more time. If I would have known they were going to die, I would have called them. Well, don't have those regrets. Reach out to people now and talk to them and give them your all, because they're not going to be around someday. And that's what I feel about because of Jamie's 30% heart working. Now, when he had his heart surgery, the 5 bypasses, they didn't tell us much, like how long he had to live or if it was good. They just said, oh, he'll feel like a new man. It's going to be great. He didn't feel like a new man ever. He hasn't felt like a new man. And I looked it up because I wanted to know. And it said 5 bypass at a certain age is like 7 to 10 years to live with. Now, I saw a man, a couple days ago, and he said he just had a 1 valve redone. And they said 10 to 15 years. But Jamie had 5 of them. And it means he has hardening of the arteries. That's what they used to call it. But all of his veins and arteries are shrinking and blocking and getting, so the blood flow isn't good in his whole body. Now, one person commented and say, why don't they just do surgery on him again? He already had 5 of them done. I don't know if his heart now would take surgery very well. And I don't think that when we were done with it all, they said, the good news is, we're done. You're good. The bad news is we can't do any more for you. I mean, they can give medications and stuff. But as far as another surgery, and it only is functioning, the bottom part of his heart is dead. They can't make that alive again. So it isn't functioning. So it's just the 30%. They can't fix it. So that's why they don't consider surgery again. So, and they haven't done another angiogram to see the heart valve vessels and all that, how blocked they are now, the new ones. But I know the new ones are going to start blocking just like the old ones did. And that's why it takes this long, how many years. So I am aware that I might outlive him. Now, I could die in a car wreck. I could die heart attack myself or anything. My friend that's my age, she had a heart attack. So I'm aware of that. I could croak and die first. But the rest of my life, I do not want to live with him dying, and I have regrets of how I treated him bad, how I didn't make the cherry pie for him. That's another story you might not know, I've told. When my grandpa was dying, he had emphysema really bad. Yes, he was a smoker in World War I, and so that's when he started smoking in World War I. But anyway, and he was deaf because of World War I, all the guns shooting and all this stuff. Anyway, but he had emphysema. He had to do breathing treatments and everything. Well, when he died, before he died, he wanted a cherry pie. And so he got out cherry pie filling and put it on the counter and said, cherry pie sounds good. My favorite pie is cherry too, just like him. But anyway, he got sick and my grandma didn't have time to make it or whatever. Well, then after he died, every time she walked in the kitchen, over there was that pie filling looking at her. And she goes, I should have made that cherry pie for him. He wanted it so bad and I didn't make it for him. So I learned right then, don't treat people, old people, because they could die and then you're going to have regrets. And I don't want any regrets. So when Jamie wants something yummy, pumpkin bread, carrot cake, I'm naming his favorites, I make him. Because if he died, I don't want to think, I should have made him that carrot cake and I was too lazy. So, and I try not to be a biatch about him, but I have to. Some things he's stubborn about his health and how he's overdoing it. And I have to tell him, hey, get that oxygen on. Hey, But I try to be always kind and understanding and let things slide, like all of the Claudettes in the bathroom. I haven't said anything to him. I'm just going to go clean it up today. He knows they're there, because in the kitchen, when I did say something about it, he goes, yeah, I know, my shoes. I knocked them off before I came in. Not all of them. Anyway, it's no big deal. I'll just clean it up. And someday it'll be a memory in the past and not a big deal. But another thing I learned in life, you think when you're alone, you would keep your house clean and you wouldn't make messes and you wouldn't have to clean up all these other people's messes. Wrong-o. I make plenty of messes myself. Like around my sewing machine, I made those bows for my Christmas tree. Well, all of those threads coming out of that bow stuff is all over. I need to vacuum that today. I had to change my bed sheets yesterday because I ate chocolate in bed and don't ever eat chocolate in bed because you might spill little crumbs of it. And then your body heat melts the chocolate on the sheet and it looks like you pooped in bed. So I had to change that bed even though I knew it wasn't poop. It was chocolate, melted chocolate. But I didn't want other people to see it and go, oh, she's getting senile, that woman. She is filthy. Poop in her bed. So I had to change the bed sheets. But now that Jamie fixed the bed frame, I can do it myself and I don't even have to involve him. So I just did it myself, and when he got in bed last night, he didn't even notice that it was all clean sheets and everything. I noticed immediately. It's all tight and nice and not all wrinkly, but he didn't notice. I didn't say anything. If better, he doesn't know. And so you do make your own. And at nighttime, like the yarn, I trim yarn and it just falls to the floor. I always have this mess by my bed to vacuum and clean up. So don't always blame other people for messes, because you make plenty yourself. Crumbs, dirty dishes, spilling mistakes in the kitchen. I was grinding up my strawberries and raspberries for my drink, because I always this is the perfect drink mug with this lid when I have raspberries in it. I make a raspberry scotch and soda, diet 7-Up. And then I puree the raspberries, because, we have a freezer, 3 freezers full of them. I puree them up and put a little sugar with them because raspberries are like blackberries. They're very tart. Sometimes I use Splenda or some fake sugar, but it's all the same, not good for you. I already know that. And then I put in a little dash of cream and lime juice. And I think you could put vanilla, but I'm usually too lazy to go get the vanilla to put in. But anyway, when you have one of those straw suckers, like a Stanley straw sucker and stuff, the raspberries get caught in it and stuck because it's not that pureed puree. Pureed puree. Didn't turn on airplane mode. I wonder who it is. Every morning I get awakened by this stupid potential spam caller, and I have answered it a few times, and it's always the same person wanting me to get a new card or something. I don't want your card. It will help with groceries and stuff. I have enough food to eat. I can afford my food. Leave me alone. I don't want your card. Because they're all Oriental speaking people from India, a different country. I don't want anything you have to sell. It's a scam. When it said potential... So I block them. I blocked all those callers. They're even using our area code, 307. I don't know how they get that from where they're calling from. I know they're not in town. Anyway, or in my state, 307 is our area code. And I've blocked every number, and they get a new number every day and call me at 9 o'clock in the morning. I have my headphones in, listening to my own thing, and then here it rings, and sometimes they wake me up even, and I'm just like, no, I don't want your stuff. Stop calling me. Remove me from your list. I still call. Hate it. How do I get rid of them? I have to change my phone number? So that is my annoyance right now. But I'm waiting, my stove, the back burner, I'm still waiting for the repairman to call me. He's never going to come to Afton, Wyoming. He's going to have to make a special trip from wherever he lives, which is probably Idaho Falls or Logan or something. Salt Lake, who knows. So I cut these little wispy pieces because I don't like a plain forehead. But now they're a nuisance because, look, they curl. Because really, in real life, I kind of have a wave to my hair. Whether it be good or not, I have it. Thank you, Dad. I'm related to Obama. I thought I'd add that in. There's that one site you can look up who you're related to, famous people, and my son told me how to do it, and so I wanted to see if I was related to Trump. I'm not related to Trump, but I'm related to Obama. Through his white side, though, not the black side. Not that it matters, because I think there are some Native American, no, there's some, well, I have Native American, and I also have some African American. I don't know what they're called. And in the line, too. It doesn't matter. But I'll tell you another story. I'm going to end soon, don't worry. All right, here's the other story. My Grandpa Golden, he's a very quiet, introverted man. Well, when I married Foster, my girl's dad, I didn't know, but after we were married, I found out that he had a little problem with Jewish people. Now, I don't have a problem with any race or nationality. And so it didn't bother me, anything. I don't even think about it to hold it against people. It's not that they can't help how they're born, you love people for people. So I don't ever have any, what's it called, racist or whatever that other word is. All right, so then anti-Semitism, is that it? I might be making up another word. Anyway, you know what I mean. Well, my husband, Foster, at the time said that he kept saying bad things about Jews, and I got mad at him, and I said, stop saying that. But he kept it up. So finally, I decided I was going to cure him from that. So I said, okay, this was after Emily was born, and he worshipped Emily. He called her Huffer Puffer. Why did he call her that? Because when she breastfed, she was, making the noises when they breastfeed. And so anyway, he called her Huffer Puffer her whole life. So anyway, and he adored her. So I said, you know, my Grandpa Golden, I've told you about him. He goes, yeah. I said, well, his name used to be, the family name used to be Goldenberg, but they dropped off the Berg and just went by Golden. So your little daughter you love so much, she has Jewish blood in her. It shut him up right then. Loved it. I never told him it was a lie because, you know, he needed to be a better person. And he needed to realize that we're all God's children, and you can't help what nationality you're born under or anything. You can't help it if you're born beautiful, if you're born ugly, if you're born with fat genes, if you're born, you know, some things you just can't help. So we have to just love people for people. And that's why I did this channel. My sister, oh, Lisa, you must have high self-esteem if you're doing that every day. The camera on you. I said, no. If people were on the bus, riding a bus with me, looking at me, they'd see the same thing as if they're, you know, I'm on here. Oh, I forgot to tell you, the camera adds 10 pounds. So if you saw me in person, you would go, oh, she's slimmer than I thought. Oh, that's a big fat lie. It is what it is on some things. Some things we can change. Some things we can't. You all know that. All right, I'm just rambling, and I've got to go clean the Claudettes up off of my bathroom floor. And that toilet, I'm going to use some acid in it. Yes, I'm going to use chemicals to really clean. Vinegar does not work for hard water, as hard as my water is. So I'm going to clean that toilet and make it look brand new again. It won't ever. You get a new toilet seat and you feel like your toilet's new though. And toilet seats are cheap, but oh, where did I see it? It might have been on Temu. And it was a silver glitter toilet seat. It was beautiful. I think it was from the local warehouse, but it was $80 for a toilet seat. I'm not paying $80. I'm not Oprah to get $80 for a toilet seat. Now, I heard she has the gold toilet and heats the toilet water so it won't condensate on the... I heard all that about her. What do you think you are, a queen or something? I'm just like, she doesn't know what to do with her money. She has to do that. Then the Maui fires, she's begging people to pay money to help them. Well, why didn't she help them? She has all the money in the world. Then they go, oh, this whole thing with Oprah and Sean Diddy, Combs, whatever his name is, and how we find out how evil he is and horrible and all the other people involved. We don't know what's true, right? Well, they say Oprah's involved in that, so she's left the country. Well, they showed a thing a couple of days ago of her in Maui. You could tell she was in Hawaii, and they were trying to ask her, did you get paid the $1 million from the Democrats, you know, Kamala? And she's going, no, I didn't. The Harpo Company got paid. She owns Harper Company. It's just in a different name. And besides, how much money can one person need? She has all the money in the world. They go, it's going to destroy her if she gets caught up with the Sean Diddy thing. She already has enough money. She doesn't have to work a day in her life. She doesn't have any posterity to give the money to. She has how many houses? I don't think she's going to be hurt one bit if she never works again. And, you know, everybody had her on a pedestal, how she helped everybody and stuff. You got to face reality. She's doing it all for money. She's doing it all for her best interest to make a hit show on TV, giving away the cars, which I heard was not a very happy ending for the people. I knew one person who was on a talk show and they won a car. They were so excited. No, then you got to pay taxes on it and all this stuff for winning something free. They had to sell it, tried to sell it, and they had to because they had to pay all that. So nothing is free in life. And I heard those people, most of them couldn't even keep the car they won anyway. I don't know. You can Google it and look it up and see how it ended. Because I don't have time to look it up to tell you the facts. Because I have to go clean the Claudettes. All right. That's enough. I'm just going to publish this. I don't know when I'll publish it. Because I'm thinking, tomorrow's Sunday. I got to have a video for Sunday. The lamination video is not going to be very exciting unless I can find something exciting with it, which I can't. The company doesn't want that. They just want their machine shown. So maybe I'll publish this on Sunday, because unless I get a Temu package on Saturday, but I probably won't, because I know everybody loves Temu best. All right, it's just the problems of a video hog. Goodbye. This is the end. I'm leaving. Bye.